There are many different types of sonnets, but there is a general form to which most sonnets adhere. They are usually 14 lines of iambic pentameter with a volta, or a shift in the tone of the sonnet. There are three main categories of sonnets. There's the Petrarchan, the Shakespearean, and the Spenserian. The Petrarchan sonnet is the Italian sonnet. The rhyme scheme is A B B A A B B A C D D C E E. You'll see more about that later. The most common subject is love. They can be divided into two stanzas, an octave, which is 8 lines, and a sestet, which is 6 lines. The volta is usually in the last line of the octet. Here is an example of a Petrarchan sonnet. At the round earth's imagined corners blow your trumpets, angels, and arise, arise. From death, you numberless infinities of souls, and to your scattered bodies go. All whom the flood did, and the fire shall overthrow. All whom war, dearth, age, aches, tyrannies, despair, law, chance have slain. And you whose eyes shall behold God, and never taste death's woe. But let them sleep, Lord, and me mourn a space. For if above all these my sins abound, 'tis late to ask abundance of thy grace. When we are there, here on this lowly ground, teach me how to repent, for that's as good as if thou hadst sealed my pardon with thy blood. This sonnet doesn't exactly fit perfectly into the Petrarchan form because lines 3 and 6 don't rhyme in the scheme of the ABBAABBA scheme. Instead, it's more of a ABCAACB. The next form of the sonnet is the Shakespearean sonnet. It is also called the Elizabethan sonnet. The rhyme scheme is AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. The lines of the Shakespearean sonnet are divided into 3 quatrains in a couplet, which are 3 4-line stanzas and 1 2-line stanza at the end. The volta is usually in line 12, but it can still come after line 8. This sonnet is an example of a Shakespearean sonnet. Love is not all, it is not meat nor drink, nor slumber nor a roof against the rain, nor yet a floating spar to men that sink, and rise and sink, and rise and sink again. Love cannot fill the thickened lung with breath, nor clean the blood, nor set the fractured bone. Yet many a man is making friends with death, even as I speak, for lack of love alone. It well may be that in a difficult hour, pinned down by pain in moaning for release, or nagged by want past resolution's power, I might be driven to sell your love for peace, or trade the memory of this night for food. It well may be, I do not think I would. The Spenserian sonnet is a variation of the Shakespearean sonnet, which was popularized by Edmund Spenser. It is not as common as the Petrarchan or the Shakespearean sonnets, and the rhyme scheme is A B A B B C B C C D C D E E. The lines are arranged into 3 quatrains and a couplet. Here is an example of a Spenserian sonnet. One day I wrote her name upon the strand, but came the waves and washed it away. Again I wrote it with a second hand, but came the tide and made my pains his prey. Vain man, said she, that dost in vain essay a mortal thing so to immortalize. For I myself shall like to this decay, and eke my name be wiped out likewise. Not so, quote I, let baser things devise, to die in dust, but you shall live by faith. My verse your virtues rare shall eternize, and in the heavens write your glorious name, where when as death shall the world subdue, our love shall live and later life renew. Some other less common sonnet styles are terza rima and knots. Terzarima was invented by Dante and used in the Divine Comedy. It is similar to the Spenserian form, and its rhyme scheme is ABA, BCB, CDC, DEDEE, and is divided into 4 tercets and a couplet. An example of terzarima is, O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being, thou from whose unseen presence the leaves dead are driven like ghosts from an enchanter fleeing. Yellow and black and pale and hectic red, pestilence-stricken multitudes, O thou who charitest to their dark wintry bed the winged seeds where they lie cold and low, each like a corpse within its grave, until thine azure sister of the spring shall blow her clarion over the dreaming earth, and fill driving sweet buds like flocks to feed in air, with living hues and odors plain and hill. Wild spirit which art moving everywhere, destroyer and preserver, hear, O hear. Nonce is a category of sonnets that we use to describe all the sonnets that don't really fit into the other 3 main groups. Here's an example of a nonce sonnet. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that his sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hands that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, My name is Ozymandias, King of kings, look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away.